Hi, I'm Joe from BOSE. I'm here sharing with the crew here at NAMM the BOSEbuild speaker cube. This is the first product from BOSE for kids. We basically sought to answer what could we do for kids that would kind of get them excited about not only sound, but the science and technology behind speakers work. So let me show it to you. Ultimately, kids will get a finished Bluetooth speaker. It lights up, it sounds great, it's really fun. They get to decorate it in different ways. But most importantly, it doesn't come finished. It actually comes in pieces like you see here. We do that so kids can see what goes on inside a real product like this. We want them to see the transducer, we want them to see all the different parts, and we want them to start to ask the question, how does that work? To answer that question, we include an app and some other bits that really get to the science behind how speakers work. It all starts here with a magnet and a coil of wire, and how these two things come together to create first just motion. We can command our box here to send a little electricity through this coil, and in doing so, create motion. So we just trigger that here in our app. By sending a little pulse of electricity, we generate that motion. That proves, basically, that shows how a coil of wire becomes an electromagnet when you put electricity through it. It repels the magnet that it's sitting on and creates that motion. Well, once you do that, you show that you have a magnet you can control. You can further control that coil by putting a signal through the coil of wire, not just a pulse of electricity. I can control both how high that coil goes and also how often it jumps up and down. How often it jumps up and down is, of course, something we know is frequency. But by introducing it in a very simple way, from just 2 Hertz to here 20 Hertz, gives kids a tangible, hands-on experience for understanding this concept of frequency. We further build on that concept of how motion creates vibration. Vibration then creates sound. Sound creates music, and so you want to build a little sound system. So that's when you upgrade to the higher end components and you start to assemble the rest of the finished speaker. You assemble that speaker, you get to tune it, you get to customize the lights and the look of the speaker, and you build it up from there until you get to the final finished product. So the whole experience starts with the very basics, but then ends in the finished product of the speaker cube. Kids get to say, I built that. They get to understand what goes on inside a product like this, and most importantly, they get to know the science behind how it all works. That's the BOSEbuild speaker cube.